You're welcome to Let's Talk.
We need to sit down and talk. We need to sit down and talk. How Nigeria corruption, how we're going to do our job.
If one can stand up and say no to corruption, we're going to do our job because we're telling the system, you are not just doing good for yourself or for the nation, you also do good for the future.
Boko Haram is an attack, it's a spiritual attack. It's a satanic attack on Nigeria. We must, if we come to recognize it, we will understand then how to look for the solution.
The Sovereign National Conference, how do we want to achieve that in our present system? We need to sit down and iron out how Nigeria should be governed.
Investigations that have been conducted, even the one instituted by the presidency, by the president himself. You know, the post-election violence. Okay. We have so many reports. Look at the plane crash. Yeah. People, you know, it's not that everybody is shouting.
You have a backlog of reports.
So we have backlog of reports that are not, you know, not being implemented. So the government does not really have the history of implementing reports and recommendations in this country. So the delay, yes, to an extent, yes, you may say it's a ploy to expose what is being exposed. Okay. Because you remember that about 2 or 3 weeks ago, former President Obasanjo said that there are armed robbers in the National Assembly.
Yes, he did say so.
He said so, and everybody was shouting.
And right? This situation now on ground,
now one it's of those robbers have been purportedly exposed. Because the man was not just speaking in vacuum. He had knowledge of what he was talking about. And I think I was discussing with a friend yesterday, he said yes, that the man got a hint of this deal.
Okay, okay.
I got a hit of this deal.
Obasanjo's statement was not without a reason.
Yeah, it wasn't without any reason. It wasn't empty.
It wasn't empty.
So the man knew where he was going. And I still believe that it is that statement that led to the revelation of what is happening now, this bribery scandal.
Well, you know, and because of that, you know, a lot of people have said that because of Obasanjo's statements about, you know, the lawmakers and all that, they feel that President Goodluck Jonathan should set aside that report and, you know, face the prosecution of these people that have, you know, been indicted for these acts and start all over again. Ask the Lawan committee to refund all the funds that were, you know, involved in seeing that report brought to reality, because there must have been a cost at which they did that research and found that. Do you think that that report is invalid right now, or should the government continue with it, or should it reenact another committee?
No, you see, people who are arguing in that direction, I think they are not helping the system. Okay. Because the National Assembly, you know, itself has basic rules, you know, guiding what they do, what the members do. Okay. Now they have the separation of powers. So, Mr. President asking them to refund the money, you know, we breach that aspect of the, okay, you know, of the separation of power. Then again, coming to see Mr. President institute another committee to investigate this process again, it also amounts to wasting more resources, wasting more time, and we may also not get to the root, okay, right? Because the investigation of the House was transparent enough that even the oil marketers themselves came. And even some of us on the street, many of us on the street, could also get at, you know, most of these things. What we actually expected was this, Mr. President, this is just a tip of the iceberg. Because for me, in a way, I can purportedly say it's a syndicate crime.
Okay.
The man who carries the fine, to the man who signs, and the man who makes payment, they're all involved. So it's beyond even Farouk Rawani. So if they have picked one marketer, because my own take was that if they have picked one marketer, that marketer will not want to suffer alone. You also want to mention the director, the DG and all those things that, you know, process what file and the other. Okay. So it is much more than this. I think the president, Mr. President, should rather prosecute from this point, okay, rather in the state.
Okay, let's look at this aspect. We're talking about these oil marketers. They are very wealthy. And a lot of analysts have said these are the people that sponsor elections. Might have even sponsored, you know, our own, you know, president's campaign at one point in time. But so it would make it very difficult to see that report, you know, see the light of day. Because as you said, some of these marketers are within who have you know, allegiances and connections within government. So how do you think that pans out? Do you think that that will allow that report ever come to fruition?
Yeah, you see, if we argue in this direction, we'll be questioning the supremacy of the federal government of Nigeria.
Okay.
The government transcends every other sector of the society.
All right.
Do you understand? Though we have a contract to govern us, we give you mandate, but you must respect the supremacy of the Constitution. Because, yes, like I said, we had the ruling elite, you know, control business. We had the governing elite, control government. They have that synergy at a point. But that does not supersede the Constitution of the country. And if what they have done is a breach of the Constitution, I think Mr. President should be bold to stand out and say, yes, we must correct this country for once.
And you believe certainly that Mr. President is ready to execute this, to execute that report as when due?
It's already due.
Okay.
I cannot preempt it now. What I can say is that Nigerians are watching to see
what will happen. What will happen.
So
yes, in essence, do you think that the investigations now will disturb the execution of that report? Because some people have said that it would be very difficult for it to run concurrently, you know, investigating the allegations of bribery and executing report at the same time.
No, I see the investigation as a continuation, you know, of executing the report.
The report, okay.
Because it's not like the report is no longer separated.
All right.
From what is going on now.
Oh, okay.
So what one will expect is that, okay, let's empower the security apparatuses. Let them open up, you know, carry out extensive report, both those that have already been indicted and those that are, you know, that were being excluded, bring them in, then bring them into questioning.
Okay. All right. So as someone has said, actually, and revelations coming out on the whole issue that it's still unfolding. It's still unraveling. It's more like a drama that a Shakespearean drama outplaying itself, calling it Scene 1, Act 1, that there's Scene 1, Act 2 coming up. How do you think, what do you think is the next, what do you think, how do you think this thing will evolve? What do you think Nigerians should expect, you know, from all that is happening right now on this report?
Okay, yeah, like I said earlier, I said, look, that it is like a syndicate crime.
Okay.
So many people involved. Presently, they have not been able to hold one person and say, you come and account for what you have collected. By the time the whole one person responsible, that person will not want to go down alone. They will want to name
drag other people down.
Other people involved. So it's like a Pandora box.
Okay.
Once it is open, you can now see the worm, you know, jumping out from different directions.
All right. All right, sir. Apparently, that's we've run down to my last question for the day, which is what should the leadership of the House of Representatives do to clean its tables of this mess?
Yes,
because right now it seems that it has lost quite a lot of credibility with Nigerians. Yeah,
definitely the leadership has actually lost credibility. Unfortunately, the speaker somehow, I think somehow he has really been disappointed, you know, in terms of appointing people to carry out certain functions in the House, and they go around and become part of what they wanted to, to protect. Having done this, it's like the whole house is stained now. Not necessarily, the whole house appears to be corrupt, because who does he go to pick now?
Okay.
One, it's either he suspends further investigation in the House and let them concentrate on lawmaking.
Okay.
That is one way out. Then two, he must hold whosoever is appointed into any committee to investigate a particular matter responsible that should we discover that you at a stage ask for, gratuity or bribery, then you will be prosecuted. I think they should have that clause in whatever agreement they have.
Okay, so you give us your parting shot. What would you like to tell the president right now that you think would help him to bail the cat, if I may put it in that way?
Well, Mr. President he would have listened to all the comments of Nigerians, virtually all. Mr. President should have that courage to put Nigeria first, to put government first, and to recognize the power of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and stand on it.
All right.
And he must prosecute. We knew, yes, some people sponsored his election, but even at that, they did not sponsor to steal and destroy the country. Because this thing is destroying the country. The president will have Boko Haram. You know, tomorrow, another will come up. So something has to be done now. And he needs that courage. Let him have that courage. Nigerians are behind him. Even if he doesn't know, but he should know. Nigerians are behind him. Right. They need that courage for him to prosecute these people and bring the system to
all right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for coming on the show. I've been talking with Sunday Odibashi, political editor, National Daily, and public policy analyst. And we've been talking about the fuel subsidy probe report, Farouk Lawan's bribery allegation. Now, this is the time for examples to be shown. And if the government is going to prove to Nigerians that its avowed anti-corruption stance is definitely on track, it has to do so because the people are looking at it and the international community also. Well, that's all we can take on Let's Talk for today. My name is Henry Williams. I hope you had a wonderful time with us. You can check us on at www.lovewarplus.net for more information or contributions. Thanks for joining us on the show. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye-bye.